morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Ashwarya with you. It's Monday morning and there is lots that's making news. So let us start the news bulletin with the top headlines. 190 primary schools, colleges and government offices to reopen in Srinagar from today. Curbs lifted in more areas of the valley. Jammu and Kashmir administration says aim is to restore landline telephone services to the fullest. Heavy rains claim 28 lives in North India, 22 missing in Himachal, Punjab and Uttarakhand so far. Yamuna above danger mark. Triggers a flood alert in Delhi, Haryana, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh. Lithuania can be important technology partner for India, says Vice President Venkaiah Naidu in address to Indian community. Meetings with the Lithuanian Prime Minister today. Address at India-Lithuania Business Forum meeting on the agenda on day 3 of the visit. Talks with Pakistan now only will be about Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, asserts Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, tells Islamabad to stop supporting terrorism for talks. And Hima and Mohammad win gold in a 300 meters event in Czech Republic. Hima bags her 6th gold of the year. Our top stories from Jammu and Kashmir, where 190 primary schools will reopen in Srinagar from today, and the authorities have made all the arrangements to ensure the safety and security of the students. Addressing a press conference on Sunday, Principal Secretary Planning and Development Rohit Kansal said that the restrictions were further eased in 50 police station areas of the valley. He said that the duration of a relaxation was also increased from 6 hours to 8 hours. The relaxation hours were increased, keeping in view the response and the request by the traders, and will continue in the days to come.
With optimism and hope, we have a plan of reopening over 190 primary schools in Srinagar district alone. We hope to restore full functionality to government offices, and as the days progress, we will move forward on other areas such as starting developmental infrastructural works and other things.
Kansal also said that there are no reports of any untoward incidents in the areas which witnessed relaxations. He, however, said that some mischievous elements tried to force the shopkeepers in some areas to shut their shops, and the law enforcing agencies have taken note of the incident.
Very minor reports of 2 to 3 disturbances in areas where relaxations were not provided. These were dealt with by the local security agencies. As of now, we also have reports of 2 injuries, both of which are reported to be minor. The process of easing of relaxations, including easing of communication restrictions, will continue, and as I mentioned yesterday, we will endeavor that landline communication is restored to its full functionality as quickly as possible.
And on Sunday, Jammu and Kashmir authorities made 10 more telephone exchanges operational in the valley, but the authorities closed one of the 17 exchanges after reports that landline phones were being used for spreading misinformation campaign. Meanwhile, the first batch of 300 Hajj pilgrims returned to Kashmir from Saudi Arabia on Sunday amid elaborate arrangements made by the authorities to ensure their smooth return. And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that India will hold talks with Pakistan only when it stops supporting terrorism. He further said that if talks were held with Pakistan in the future, they would be only on Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Singh said this while addressing a public rally in Haryana on Sunday.
क्यों बात होनी चाहिए? बात यदि पाकिस्तान के साथ होगी तभी होगी जबकि जो आतंकवाद को संरक्षण देने का काम, पैदा करने का काम पाकिस्तान अपनी धरती पर कर रहा है, जब तक उस आतंकवाद को समाप्त नहीं करता है तो पाकिस्तान से बातचीत करने का कोई कारण नहीं है मेरे बहनों भाई। और आगे भी जो बातचीत होगी, किस मुद्दे पर बातचीत होगी? अरे बात होगी अब तो पाक अधिकृत कश्मीर पर बात होगी बहनों भाई, और किसी मुद्दे पर बात नहीं होगी।
The Defence Minister further said that the government would never let down the country. Referring to the abrogation of Article 370 and 35A, he said that the BJP government is implementing its poll manifesto. He added that Article 370 was abrogated for Jammu and Kashmir's interests, keeping in view the future of its youth. The function was organized to flag off BJP's Jan Ashirwad Yatra from Kalka in Panchkula district.
हमारे प्रधानमंत्री ने फैसला किया कि नहीं चलेगा, और आपने देखा कि चुटकी बजाते ही धारा 370 को समाप्त कर दिया और 35A को बहनों भाइयों हम लोगों ने समाप्त किया। लोग कहते थे कि धारा 370 को यदि जिस समय टच करने की कोशिश करेंगे, छूने की कोशिश करेंगे, देश बढ़ जाएगा। और लोग कहते थे कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी फिर सत्ता में नहीं आ पाएगी। मैं दो टूक शब्दों में कहना चाहता हूं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी मेरे बहनों भाइयों केवल सरकार बनाने के लिए राजनीति नहीं करती है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी राजनीति करती है तो देश बनाने के लिए राजनीति करती है, केवल सरकार बनाने के लिए हम राजनीति नहीं करते।
On to some other news. Home Minister Amit Shah said on Sunday that the politics of appeasement and vote bank politics were the reasons for the continuation of a triple talaq for so long. Amit Shah asserted that a historic wrong has been undone by abolishing triple talaq. He was delivering a public lecture on abolition of triple talaq in the national capital. The Home Minister said that Modi government's decision is not against the Muslims but to benefit them. The minister said that the practice was against Islam and many Islamic countries had stopped it a long back. He said that it was a hurdle to women empowerment, the country's development, as well as a blot on India's democracy.
कोई भी कुप्रथा हो, कोई भी सामाजिक दूषण हो, उसको जब निर्मूल करते हैं तो समाज में विरोध नहीं होता है, उसका स्वागत होता है। परंतु ट्रिपल तलाक की कुप्रथा को, इस सामाजिक दूषण को, करोड़ों माताओं बहनों को अन्याय करने वाले इस रिवाज को हटाने के लिए इतना विरोध, इतना आंदोलन क्यों हुए? उसके पीछे एक तुष्टीकरण का भाव और तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति जिम्मेदार है। ये तुष्टीकरण धीरे 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 वोट बैंक निर्मित करने का एक जरिया बना, और वोट बैंक के आधार पर अपनी सत्ता को बचा रखना, वोट बैंक के आधार पर दूसरी बार सत्ता पर आना, सालों साल सत्ता पर आना, इसकी आदत जैसे कुछ राजनीतिक पार्टियों को पड़ गई, और इसी के कारण ऐसी कुप्रथाएं चलती रही।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi concluded his two-day visit to Bhutan on Sunday, during which he held talks with the country's leadership to further deepen bilateral ties. Addressing the students of the Royal University of Bhutan in Thimphu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that India and Bhutan are natural partners in bringing prosperity to their people. Prime Minister Modi said that not only geographical proximity, but history, culture, and spiritual traditions have created unique and deep bonds between the people of the two countries. The Prime Minister gave a pep talk to the students in Bhutan, saying that they have the power and potential to do extraordinary things which will impact future generations. Bhutan's Prime Minister Lote Tshering was present on the occasion.
The world today offers more opportunities than ever before. You have the power and potential to do extraordinary things which will impact generations to come. Find your real calling and pursue it with full passion. Friends, India-Bhutan cooperation in hydropower and energy is exemplary. But the real source of power and energy of this relationship are our people. So, it is people first, and people will always be at the center of this relationship.
During his stay in Thimphu, Prime Minister Modi held wide-ranging talks with his Bhutanese counterpart Lote Tshering, and both leaders discussed steps to further expand the bilateral partnership across several sectors. The two countries also inked 10 MOUs in the field of space, research, aviation, IT, power and education to infuse new energy in the ties. And Prime Minister Modi also met with the Bhutan's leader of opposition, Pema Gyaltsho, on Sunday, and the two leaders discussed issues of bilateral interests. Prime Minister Modi also paid respects at the National Memorial Kotan, a revered monument in Bhutan, honoring the late 3rd Druk Gyalpo. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will embark on a 3-day visit to the United Arab Emirates, UAE and Bahrain beginning 23rd of this month. Prime Minister Modi will first arrive in UAE, where he will meet the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mohammad bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and discuss bilateral, regional and international matters of mutual interest. He will also receive the Order of Zayed, the highest civilian decoration of the UAE, which was conferred earlier in April 19 in recognition of the distinguished leadership of Prime Minister Modi for giving a big boost to the bilateral relations between the two countries. External Affairs Ministry said from UAE, the Prime Minister will leave for Bahrain on 24th of August on a 2-day visit. The ministry said that it will be the first ever prime ministerial visit from India to that country. And during his visit, PM Modi will hold talks with his counterpart, Prince Sheikh Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, on the entire spectrum of bilateral relations, as well as on regional and international issues of mutual interest. Prime Minister Modi will also launch the renovation of a Srinathji temple in Manama. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate eco-friendly for Lok Sabha members today. Now, these 30 flats in the North Avenue locality have been built using fly ash and waste bricks from the demolition of old buildings. The new flats have 7 rooms, offices for the MPs, underground parking spaces and elevators. Around 400 flats on North Avenue and South Avenue are likely to be built along the lines of the 36 flats that have been rebuilt after being demolished in 2017. And on to some other news now. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat has said that it is necessary to include Hindi and other languages in the competitive examinations in our country. Bhagwat was speaking in the concluding session of Gyan Utsav, which was on the competitive examinations. Gyan Utsav was organized by the RSS-affiliated Shiksha Sanskriti Uttanyas at the Indira Gandhi National Open University, that is IGNOU, in New Delhi.
हम अपने मत का अभिनिवेश लेकर चले तो अब आखिर हम मनुष्य है ना, अपना भी एक दायरा है, उस दायरे में हम सोचते हैं। अलग अलग लोग हैं, उनके अलग अलग दायरे हैं, वहाँ जाके सोचना चाहिए क्या है कैसा है। ऐसा हम सब मिलकर सोचते हैं और सहमति बनती है। सहमति बनती है तो तुरंत काम होता है। वो सहमति बनाने का काम हमको करना पड़ेगा। अब यहाँ से हमको सक्रिय होना पड़ेगा और सक्रियता से काम करने वालों की संख्या बढ़ानी पड़ेगी और आधिकारिक लोगों में से उनके विचार विमर्श से यह सहमति अपने क्षेत्र में उत्पन्न हो, ऐसा करना पड़ेगा।
On to Samad News now. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu is on a 3-nation tour to Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. Today in Lithuania, the Vice President will hold bilateral meetings with the Prime Minister of Lithuania, and during the day, Venkaiah Naidu will also interact with the Indian community there and address the India-Lithuania Business Forum. And later today, the Vice President will depart for Latvia. And earlier, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu called upon the Indian community in Lithuania to serve as a bridge in strengthening the economic and cultural relations between the two countries. Rao brings us this report.
On the second day of his 3-nation tour to the Baltic region, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu addressed the Indian community at Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania. Addressing the gathering, he said bilateral trade between the two countries was below potential. The Vice President added that Lithuania could be an important technology partner for India, especially in areas such as lasers, renewable energy, agro-food processing and life sciences.
Our bilateral trade, which has grown in recent years, is much below potential, and Lithuania has the potential to be an important technology partner for India, especially in areas such as lasers, renewable energy, agro-food processing and life sciences. I am sure all of you must be following the developments and transformation taking place in India today under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi, who has received a resounding mandate for the people of India for a second term in office.
He also stressed that India was one of the most open economies of the world and is placed now at 77th rank among 190 countries in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index.
Become one of the fastest growing economy, as I explained to you. The business sentiment following the numerous initiatives implemented by the government is positive and upbeat. India is one of the most open economies of the world. When it comes to sectors opened up for foreign direct investment, Goods Service Tax, GST, is a revolutionary taxation transformation that has been taken by India. And with one nation, one tax, one nation, one market approach has been implemented. India is placed now 77th in ranking among the 190 countries in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business, and we are trying to work further. India's leap of 23 positions in 2018 and 30 positions to 17 of Ease of Doing Business are rare achievements for any large and diverse country the size of India, and it has been made possible due to sustained efforts of the government.
Earlier, the Vice President visited the city of Kaunas and met with the mayor, who hosted a lunch to Naidu and the Indian delegation. The mayor presented the key to the city and the coat of arms of Lithuania to the Vice President. Venkaiah Naidu invited the mayor to visit India to explore business opportunities between the two countries.
There is a broad consensus about reforms among all stakeholders, including all political parties. There are huge opportunities in India for anybody to come and invest, and also I am happy that there are a number of students from India who are studying here, and then our boys who are here, they are all very comfortable, very happy.
The Vice President also visited Kaunas University of Technology in Santaka Valley and went around the laboratory area of the Institute of Material Science and the Ultrasound Research Institute. The Vice President also saw a presentation on Crech's hydropower plant. Rao's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And in a bid to enhance cultural ties and improve people-to-people relations between India and Lithuania, the Lithuanian government published The History of Lithuania in Hindi and Sanskrit. The books were presented to Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu during his bilateral interactions with the Lithuanian delegation at the President's Palace on Saturday.
recognizing India's rich culture and heritage and to enhance its relationship with its people, the Lithuanian government published the history of Lithuania in Sanskrit and Hindi and presented it to the Vice President Venkaiah Naidu to mark his visit to the Baltic nation. Vice President Naidu appreciated the Lithuanian government for the publication and said that the growing cultural and academic linkages between India and Lithuania are satisfactory.
When I was working as ambassador of Lithuania in India for 5 years, we were telling those stories, and in a way you would discover that so few people know about them, and you want more and more people to get aware about these important connections. I also had a chance to visit the library of Kolkata University 5 years ago or so, and was surprised because while walking in the library I just said, so show me what books on Lithuania you have. So we went to this electronic database, we enter Lithuania name there, and they returned only one name of a book on Lithuania. So entire university has only one book on Lithuania, and then that book was published in early 60s. So indeed that was a small crime in a way to keep a situation like this. We decided we need more books, so we started publishing, and of course History of Lithuania book is a very important addition to this collection we are building now in trying to bring India and Lithuania closer.
Earlier delivering the joint press statement, the Vice President said that he was confident that his visit to Lithuania would enhance cooperation and lead to a deeper understanding and stronger ties between India and Lithuania. The Lithuanian President and the Vice President witnessed the signing of 3 MOUs to strengthen agricultural, cultural and legal cooperation between the two countries.
I had extensive discussion with the President this evening on all important aspects of our bilateral relationship as well as global and regional issues of common interest. We expressed our commitment to further build on strong, long-standing friendly ties between both of our countries. India and Lithuania are on the path of economic reforms to realize the goal of socio-economic development of our people. We agreed to enhance cooperation in areas such as agriculture, food processing, information technology, financial services, and also financial technology, among others. India is one of the fastest growing economy in the world, presents opportunities for win-win partnership between Lithuania and India entrepreneurs in multiple sectors.
The Vice President is on a 5-day trip to Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. The first ever high-level visit from India to the 3 Baltic countries. Rajkamal Rao's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And now in monsoon update from across the country, and heavy rains lashed several parts of the country, leaving 28 people dead in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Punjab on Sunday. At least 22 people were killed in rain-related incidents in Himachal Pradesh. During the heavy rains, district officials have ordered the closure of all educational institutions in Shimla and Kullu today, and people have been requested to stay away from rivers, rivulets and streams to avoid any untoward incident. And train services between Shimla and Kalka were disrupted on Sunday after multiple landslides blocked the entire rail route. Meanwhile, a flood warning has been sounded in Delhi, Haryana, Punjab and Uttar Pradesh as the Yamuna and other rivers are in spate. Haryana has asked the army to remain on standby after 8.14 lakh cusecs of water was released from the Hathini Kund barrage in the Yamuna river. In Uttar Pradesh, several rivers, including Ganga, Yamuna and Ghagra, are in spate. In Tamil Nadu also, rains lashed several parts of Chennai and its neighborhood, and the Met Office has predicted more showers during the next 2 days. Sports news now. Indian sprinters Hima and Mohammad won gold each in 300 meters event in the Czech Republic's Atletiki Meeting Career event. Hima won the gold in women's event on Saturday, and Mohammad Anas claimed the yellow medal in the men's category on Sunday. Now, this was Hima sixth gold in 2019 in European races since last month. Mohammad won the gold, clocking 32.41 seconds. Anas has already qualified for the 400 meters event for the World Championships that will be held in Doha in September-October this year, while Hima is yet to achieve it. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.